is Graham Salisbury. I'm a bereaved carer. I've also been involved as a lay member of a research team looking at hospice at home services.
My name is Claire Butler. I'm a palliative care physician of many years' experience and also a clinical professor at the University of Kent. This video may be of interest to anyone, but in particular we're hoping that it will be helpful for people who are considering an end-of-life situation, either facing their own end of life or caring for or supporting someone else who's facing the end of life. Would it be useful to say something from your own experience as a carer, as well as from our research together, about just what a carer in the home is taking on in this sort of situation?
Yes, it is important. It's a life-changing decision, really, when you're faced with this opportunity, which you hope to be really good and rewarding, but need not necessarily be so. It could be difficult, and it could in fact cause you and the person that you're hoping to be looking after a lot of problems, and so you've got to be wise to that. So in preparation, of course, you're going into something that is new, unique to you, and therefore you need to make decisions about your capacity and your capability, whether or not you're ready for the opportunity that you're going to get, and whether indeed it's suitable for you. And that only comes through what you know about yourself and what you've discussed between the two of you as to how you're going to manage the situation. Are you, for example, going to be capable of doing the care physically? Are you sufficiently knowledgeable about undertaking specific opportunities that you've got to share that journey intimately sometimes? Yes. These are very important things. Again, you need that support. You need to find out from the third parties, the professional people, do they think, are they able to give you the training to undertake these tasks? And then there are other considerations. You know, is your relationship with that person going to be adversely affected because of what you're going to be doing for them to assist the journey? Is the impact on your social life going to change the way you're able to cope yourself? Are you going to lose that free time? Are you going to lose a lot of friends? That social life, is that going to disappear? Is it going to put a big strain on your finances? All these things will have an impact. And you've got to explore them openly and be knowledgeable about what you're going into. And if the overpowering thing is that desire to look after somebody, then you're doing the right thing.
Yes. There are a lot of services, health and social care services out there to support people through this sort of time. And we will talk more about those later in the video. But I think it's worth acknowledging at this point that this may not be right for some people for a whole range of reasons. It may be that either there is no one in the home to provide care, or the person in the home thinks it's not right for them or for their relationship, for them to be that carer.
Yeah, that's entirely right. And once that discussion has taken place and you properly express your views about how you are feeling about the journey that you are now discussing, some people are going to feel it's appropriate to be involved in that care journey. Other people are going to say this is going to be so disruptive to our relationship that it's not something that they would wish to participate in. So that both are equally valid.
Yes, and there may be reasons about physical care, worries about providing physical care, or about intimate care for a family member that may not fit with your relationship. There may be worries about the emotional burden that someone just doesn't feel able to take on. All of these are legitimate and important things that we would encourage people to talk about.
Yes. All I would say is explore with that third party that we've already spoken about a lot. Don't be afraid of discussing anything that is either concerning you or you believe you can do. Test that that capability is with you and is agreed that it's something that you should be considering. So use that contact, that professional contact that we've already discussed.
Whether you do or do not decide to undertake this role as a carer in the home, there's a lot to think about, and there are all sorts of elements that it's hard to prepare for. What sort of advice would you give people about the uncertainty of this role and also about how they might take care of themselves?
Yes, Claire, you're absolutely right. You've got to fully appreciate there is an amount of uncertainty in what you're going to be doing, and part of your responsibility to yourself is to take care of yourself. So along with the discussions about the person that you're caring for comes the discussion about how you're going to be through that, and giving yourself the space and time to recuperate. The last thing that you're needing to do in this situation is to run yourself into the ground, as it were. So you need to think very seriously about how much time this is going to be taking, how you're going to get your respite as well, what support that you can look to, because you're going to need your own support processes. Are there friends and family out there who are knowledgeable of the situation that can support you? Both in practical terms, but also psychological terms. You know, just talking to you about what they're seeing. It's easy to run yourself down to the point where you are physically and mentally exhausted if you're not careful. So be very conscious of yourself in this process, because if you do get yourself into difficulties in any aspect like this, it's going to cause the failure of your objective of care that you're trying to participate in. Yeah.
And with the best one in the world, it may become too difficult at some point. And we've indicated that already.
Yes.
But it's important that people allow themselves to say it's become too much. And even though they had originally that total commitment to care, there may come a time when they can no longer manage that. For a whole range of reasons that are not in anyone's control.
No, that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And you must be prepared for that, recognising that that's going to lead to the best outturn of the situation. Because if you're in that dilemma of trying to cope and not achieving the desired outcome, both parties, all parties are going to be suffering. So honesty is so important, and recognition.
And this brings us back to our three-way circle of communication, doesn't it? Keeping constantly refreshing information and communication as the story goes along.
Yes. Yeah. Great stages of review all the way has got to be part of the plan, really.
Yeah.
We hope you found the video helpful and supportive, and please make real good use of your local services.